What happens when you wake up one day and suddenly realize you cannot trust your body anymore? Hi, I'm Cloud. Glad you're here. I was diagnosed with lung cancer. It still feels surreal to say that out loud. This channel is my way of making sense of all this. A place to chronicle the ups and downs and challenges of lung cancer. My hope is something here resonates with you. Here we are surviving. No, thriving with cancer. Finally, I truly pray that someday soon I can run again. Hey, another day, another grind. Rehab and recovery. Let's do this. These days have been some of the hardest and toughest days in my recovery. Just generally fatigued, and I haven't been able to get a lot of really good workouts done this training block. Every session has been a struggle, and I have been absolutely dragging myself down here to get some kind of workout done, if I can even call it that. But here we are tonight, and I'm glad that you're here, and I'm thankful for your time and your attention and your company. I appreciate you. So come on, let's move. Let's get this session done. I invite you to come along with me and tag along and get your session and your exercise routine done. Hey, it's just you and me, well, as always. Tonight I want to share with you some of my most important insecurities about my recovery throughout this journey, this cancer, these surgeries, and everything else in between that's happened. And that is my profound self-doubt and apprehensions and worries about not being able to function or doing the things I would typically do and or take for granted in the past that I could just easily do. And it's been an ongoing struggle for me to understand where my body's limits are and gradually push beyond those limits. And hence these workouts are absolutely important in that regard. But it is an ongoing battle in my head and in my heart. What can I do? Can I finish this task? Can I even do that task? Can I complete this activity or that activity? Can I even get the groceries inside the house? Simple basic questions. Nowadays, I can do more. I can function more. Initially, I couldn't do a simple task such as bring a grocery bag from the car into the house. That was an absolute struggle. Nowadays, that again, like I said, I can do that, but it's the other things. The other day, I had parked my car in the parking lot of a store, and I needed to go inside. And since it was freezing and it's been absolutely cold here in Chicago, I obviously naturally had to walk in. And midway through that very short walk, I started to get very antsy, very apprehensive, anxious, and my heart was pounding and pumping. And I had a profound sense of, fear and worry come over me, in the feeling that, oh goodness, I might not make it to the door of the store. I might have to just stop here in the middle of the cold, and I knew I wouldn't be able to do that. So these are some of the struggles, and a lot of it I know is more mental, more than it is physical. And yet, it's a struggle. Truly, things that used to feel predictable and easy now feel fragile. Sometimes a tightness in the chest, or a fatigue that happens without warning, just like yesterday. These new sensations trigger a familiar spiral. Is this again cancer, or is this just recovery? A lot of insecure thoughts. My absolute loss of trust in my body is one of the hardest and least discussed parts of survivorship. In my opinion, I have looked into it, I have tried to read into it, I've looked at medical journals and researched a little bit on it, and the details that I've found have been meager. Over time, I've come to realize that rebuilding this lost trust in my own body, it's possible. Like I said, nowadays I can do more. I feel like I can. And yet there are days I feel I can't. But I also know that not forcing certainty, that by practicing 3 simple steps, I think I can get over these better each time. Let me share some of my thoughts with you on these 3 things. First of all, physical training. Hence, you see my videos and my training regimens. And the purpose is not to dominate my body, but to reconnect with it. After my diagnosis and surgeries and everything else in between, I think exercise has taken on a new meaning for me, unlike before. Before it was more performance. Before it was more, how many miles can I cover? How much time does it take me to cover 6 miles or half a marathon or 13 miles? Or how many pounds can I lift now? Very different now. Nowadays, I've focused my thoughts thinking about each regimen that I do, each controlled breath is a way of asking my body, hey, where are you today? What can you offer me right now? What can you do for me? Can we do a little bit more? Physical training for me now rebuilds confidence through evidence that it can show to me that it can do some things. The second thing that I'm improving myself on is knowing how to pace myself throughout the day, throughout the peaks and the valleys of my entire day. And that is by learning to respect my limits without surrendering, my activities and my progress. Nowadays, I say that pacing is a form of intelligence, on my part. It means distributing my energy intentionally in the morning, in the afternoon, and understanding that recovery happens not only during activity, but also in the times between them, in the break times that I use and see. I think when I manage myself more effectively, I manage my energy better. The symptoms that I feel are less threatening. Finally, the third thing is patience, that accepting that this is a process. It's not a problem to solve. And we know this, and I've talked about this extensively before as well. This could be the hardest one of all 3. Patience after cancer feels unnatural, especially for those who were active and driven, like me before. Just want to let you know that in my journey, there has been plenty of moments of doubt and unexpected discoveries, but it is also a journey of self-awareness and strength. I'll see you next time.